Yay. Good evening. Welcome to
Spellsisters Radio.
Dear
whatever.
We're naming it
as we go. We don't know what we're doing yet, but welcome. Hi.
This is where we answer the questions that you send in.
Yeah.
And as we go along, we continue to get new questions and we'll answer them. So if you have questions, please feel free to write them in the comments.
Write to us.
And we will answer them next time. So
we have some here, right, Kelly?
We pull them out of a hat,
cards
and then we'll answer your questions. So this question is from M. All right, this person says, get this. Is the boy in New York City worth pursuing? Let's find out. She's just she just got back from New York.
Let's
see. Find out.
No, let's see. Okay, we've got temperance.
Maybe this is a different situation.
Oh, it is a different situation. I think this is actually really good. I feel like you met in a faded way, almost like you sort of like serendipitously caught each other's eye, or something happened where you were brought in and you worked together. In some way, this person is coming back into your life in a karmic way. Like they want to revisit something with you. They have unfinished business. Let's say that.
Yes.
It seems like it's a yes because we have the temperance card here.
And look at this one.
This is a sweet baby angel card, and these are two people coming together, like, and building a happy family type of situation. This is the Knight of Pentacles. He's a mix of these two people. So this NYC boy is like, he's kind of like part daddy and then part
baby.
maybe. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's very forthright. They take things slower though, so you might not know exactly how he feels. He probably keeps a lot of it inside. The King of Cups is probably why you're feeling like, should I or shouldn't I? It's like he doesn't give you totally clear signals because he's got a lot going on inside and he doesn't want to leak it all out. So Temperance card showing up here with all of her amazing romantic cards. I feel like this is a card that is healing. You may even be revisiting an old relationship. Like this is a relationship you've healed and you're revisiting. But I do think that this would be a really powerful connection.
So I think the only
you may have had
the only
breakup with this person in the past.
The only problem is that they're in New York. So this is super stressful. There's distance. I think that they are worth pursuing because the Two of Cups shows that you are kind of twin flame, soulmate-ish. Not twin. I feel like there's a negative connotation.
That sounds kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's
a good connection. It's not negative.
This is a serious relationship.
And with Two of Cups is Ten of Cups. Sorry, Ten of Cups is like a end of the rainbow kind of pot of gold. Sorry, I know it's St. Patrick's Day almost.
We're not trying to create puns like that, but it's fitting right now.
This is a card that's I'm just gonna say it. It's like the marriage card. So that's
happy
that.
ending.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Say yes. He's worth pursuing.
Yay.
All
right.
Cool.
Next question.
So my turn. All right. Okay.
Somebody's asking for a general focus card.
Okay,
yeah, we do that. So that's the reason that we are doing this is because we want to give people an opportunity to, basically a lot of people ask us for, do not take this the wrong way, but people ask us for free readings or spells or stuff. But what we're doing this for is so people can kind of get a idea of how we do this and what it's like. So this person wants M would like a general focus card. Okay. So I pulled the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is kind of holding back a little bit, hanging back, letting the universe take control. I always think of this as when you put something out into the universe and you don't really know how to get what you want or what to do to get what steps to take. The Hanged Man is kind of that suspending action, waiting, hanging on for a moment and letting things be how they are. It's a really positive card. It's just kind of like, as a general focus card, it's kind of like telling you, maybe don't make any big decisions right now. Also, right. Mercury's retrograde for
so don't do it
like
anyway.
Another week or whatever. But like, don't make any big decisions for
like
this
on
person.
Pause
you know, it's not saying that like nobody can do that, but like this person should relax for a moment.
Please relax. Take a deep breath and just wait it out, because things will become clear later. My focus card for you was a little bit different, but it's also it blends in with this Hangman card. So the Knight of Wands shows up when we need to be healthy, selfish. We need to be selfish in a healthy way, do what we want and not really ask other people about their feedback right now. And so when I see the Hangman, I think that maybe you taking a step back and waiting on an issue that you're being pushed to make a decision about is what's happening here, and you might need to just put your hands up and be like, no, I'm doing it my way. I need some time. You need to take that space and just like give yourself a little bubble to figure out what you're doing. I think it's also really powerful for you to do anything requiring a lot of energy, like anything that requires you to like go to the gym, go outdoors, something where or suspended motion, anything like related to like, I don't know, aerials, I don't know. You need to do something with your body that requires you to be by yourself. So I think focus on your inner world.
I know who asked that question. I think that totally makes sense, because this person does do like exercising stuff, and they do have some like health things happening where they need to like take some time to process what's up, and like maybe doing some kind of like physical activity is the way to do that.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. All right, Kelly, here's your turn.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
Let's find out what this person needs.
I'm excited.
All right, this is from T. Will I get the fellowship soon and start working for myself, or will I continue to have to work multiple jobs?
Okay. Well, this sounds like two questions, doesn't it? Let's see.
Yeah, it does sound like two. Let's maybe pull two cards.
I need two cards.
All right, so will I get the fellowship soon and start working for myself?
Okay.
Whoa. That was a couple cards.
20 card pickup.
Pick up sticks.
Oh.
I think I got them all.
Here's one. Gotta catch them all?
All right, well, that answers that one.
What was that one?
All right, will I get the fellowships? It seems like this is maybe competitive, super,
yeah,
okay, so I pulled 5 of Wands.
Competition card.
By when I say I pulled, I mean like
it fell out. It was like screaming at you. It was trying to literally come for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean yes or no, but I feel like it's definitely like a competitive situation here.
Okay, and so my card that I pulled, it seems like it's telling you that because it's the 4 of Cups, this is something that maybe you think you want, but when it comes down to it, when they offer it to you, you're going to feel hesitant because it doesn't feel right. So I think you might end up getting it at like by the skin of your teeth, and you're feeling like, okay, I got this after all this work and competition and putting in all this effort, but this fellowship comes back to you and you're like, you know what, this isn't really what I wanted. I didn't realize until I got through this waiting period and I heard back from them that I've like reorganized my whole life. It's different now. So it doesn't fit in the same way.
But I do think you probably will be offered this situation, fellowship, whatever, because this card, I always get 7 and 8 mixed up, but this is 8 of Pentacles, and it is like kind of like the apprenticeship card. It's like learning something new. I would definitely think this like pertains to something like a fellowship.
Right.
So I would probably say yes. Will you have to continue working multiple jobs? That could also be why this is coming up, this 5 of Wands, because it's like there's a lot of different, and when I say competition, maybe it's like competing interests. It could be that you just have like a lot going on, and there's no relief in getting the fellowship. Like, that's not what you're working toward. What you're working toward is something bigger. It's beyond the fellowship. I think like what you want is to have already completed the fellowship. Yeah. So like, that's doesn't really answer the question you asked, but I don't think the question you asked is the one that you want an answer to. I Do you know who asked that question? Yeah, you do.
T.
I think that what you want is, I think you need to do your own thing, because I think that what you want is like bigger than this, and it can't be taught to you. You already know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm also getting the Queen of Cups for you staying in like a lot of odd jobs. I think in some ways you're really good at all these little jobs. Like people see you as like a caretaker. You protect other people. And I think that that's why you're being pulled into still working right now and not receiving news on this, because there's some unfinished business that you're still doing here.
Yeah,
and you're taking care of someone.
There's something satisfying to you about being needed.
Yeah,
in all
you
of
are
these
needed,
situations.
and you are also like very intuitively pulled to these places for some reason. It's like you're there for a reason, and I think it's because other people need you, like on an emotional level.
I don't think you will have to continue to work multiple jobs. I think you might choose to.
Exactly. So you might realize that like once you get the fellowship or whatever, someone reaches out to you, that all of a sudden like you feel pulled back to your odd little jobs because they give you more freedom to do something different that is actually what you want, if that makes sense. So I think you're pursuing freedom in a way, and I think that it's initially making you feel crazy, like you're in a nightmare situation, because it's like you're forced to stay here, or you're forced to do it. You feel like it's thrust upon you. But then I see the Six of Swords as somebody who's using this time as a period of recovery from something that they need healing from. Okay, so you might need to stay in these odd jobs for a little bit, and then I think you'll hear back about a new fellowship or an offer, and you're gonna have to think about it, because you might realize you don't even want it anymore. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving
right along. Okay, so this is a question from T.
Another T.
A different T, possibly, maybe the same T. Can I trust these new people in my life? Well, that's a pretty important question. Let's see.
Can we trust these new people in T's life?
Trust is a difficult thing.
Let's find out. What does tarot say?
We're gonna find out. Okay. Interesting. I think you already know the answer. Okay. So.
You're asking for a reason.
Yeah.
I wonder if they came into your life in like a really strange way that like you don't trust that to begin with.
Yeah, and the base card here, you have a lot of personal security. This is probably a chosen family in some way, and it feels like they have your best interests at heart. And a lot of times the Ten of Pentacles shows up when we feel like these relationships could go on forever. They feel very secure, but they're also kind of demanding. And then I see this demanding card again, the Knight of Wands. So this is somebody who, when they come into your life, this is somebody who's very obviously, obvious about what they want from you. Okay, so they're not lying. There's no underhandedness, but they are a little bit selfish. And so if you're feeling like that is the case with these people in your life, you probably can't really trust them to take care of you, even though you are involved in a period of your life where other people are trying to support you and protect you. They might not have the emotional resources to be able to come to your emotional rescue. Okay. And I do see the Ace of Cups coming up with the Four of Swords. I think these people really have helped open your heart, the people in your life you're talking about, and you can trust them. But if for some reason they're feeling very selfish or like focused on their own needs, that's probably true. Your intuition is correct. You might need to take a break also from these connections just to figure out where you stand with them.
It's interesting because she had Four of Swords. I have Four of Cups, and I also have like the Moon card, which says to me that there's definitely like a reason why you feel like you have to question them. Maybe their motives aren't like, and you said the Ten of Pentacles is, I wonder if you have money or something that they are seeing as an opportunity for themselves, that maybe I don't think you should trust them. I don't think that means that they can't ever be trusted, but I feel like right now, maybe in this beginning stage of knowing these people, it does seem like they probably have some shady intentions, because the Moon card is murky, it's shadiness, it's we don't know what is like happening. And you know, like when Haley works in the hospital, so maybe you can talk about this, but like when there's a full moon and everything is like weird and people do crazy shit, like, you know, when you go out and there's a full moon and you know people are driving crazy, the moon just makes things weird sometimes. But with the Four of Cups here, I think there's like your gut is telling you not to trust these people for a reason.
Yeah, there's some kind of gut instinct. I think they've opened up some emotional channel in you where you're starting to feel like maybe I'm being used. And then with the Four of Cups, it's somebody who maybe you're not satisfied with what they're bringing to the table and you're still kind of like questioning because they're not giving you enough, or they're not reciprocating like what you were expecting. And then with the moon card, like exactly what Kelly said, like I feel like that is a murky situation. You don't have all the information. They're hiding something, and that's why you're feeling this like feeling of not trustworthy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Next.
Your turn, Kelly.
That was the one we already answered.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
Let's see. All right, this question is from Pete. And the question is, will M's dream about me come true? I don't know what the dream is, but let's find out if it will come true for P. P is our friend who we've answered questions for on here before.
Okay.
It depends what the dream is.
Yeah, I know. This one is funny because it's coming up with a court card. And when it comes up with a court card, that is a card that has a person with a personality, and I
have another court card too.
Okay, so.
But this card is like a dreamy, with Page of Cups.
Psychic.
I always think of, like psychic energy. I always think of
She's
like
a witch too.
Yeah, you're a witch already. I feel like you know the answer to this. If you want it to come true, I think it will. Then we will have to do something different. You will have to do something different. You know what to do, I think.
Yeah, and I think that this person who had a dream about you, they might be kind of psychic. Is that possible? It seems like this person is maybe like a witch, or they're somebody who picks up on things inside, and they start to understand things without connecting all the dots right away. It's like they learn things early. It seems like Queen of Wands is coming in as the deciding factor. I think this person has a lot of power over you. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties right now.
Don't worry about me right now.
She's just MIA. It's okay. I'm on the line here. Okay, so Queen of Wands, she's somebody who's naturally very confident in her predictions. So this is somebody who knows exactly what she believes, and she says it. I think that this person who came up with this dream, or the dream that they had they are going to make that come true for you, or they have somehow predicted this.
So I guess what I feel about this is, if it's a good dream, then yes. If it's a bad dream, then you need to change something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on, another technical difficulty. I'll be right back.
Mercury is retrograde. Okay. BRB.
No, you can pull. I'll be right there. Okay. I think it's good.
Cool.
Sorry.
So, this is a good question. This is from E. What can I expect for Aries season?
Whoa.
So we're still in Pisces season, as you can probably tell by your own feels and maybe your crazy dreams. But Aries season is on its way in, probably around the 21st. So that is when the spring equinox happens, and that will be the transition period.
And that's also Ostara, if you practice any kind of like, pagan holidays, witchy things. We'll post about some rituals and things you can do for that. But for E, we want to know what they can expect for Aries season.
Okay.
I think Aries season is going to bring up some I feel like there's probably some stuff you're going through that maybe was unexpected and maybe a little harsh. And I had the moon card fall out again, and that's kind of like a thing that's, as we said, unpredictable. It's like a question mark. But I think this kind of questioning is bringing healing for you.
You need healing right now. So the High Priestess is showing up with Kelly's moon card, and with those, I'm thinking about somebody who's going inside and trying to figure out what's happening within. You might be having crazy dreams. You might be noticing you have intuitive feelings about things that come true. You're also striving to become a better person for you. And so I see you killing off some part of yourself that needed to die, that was really draining you, and maybe something that you had been in denial about. And I think you're really releasing that in Aries season and moving on into your ideal self, like who you've always wanted to be. You're going to start making those baby steps in Aries season. And it seems like it's time for you to close a chapter of your life that was really painful. And this is going to allow you to make a clean break. I think it's going to be a very unexpected victory, almost like a feeling of, okay, this is a fated event that comes from out of nowhere that switches your track. All of a sudden, all your old shit it's on a different track. You're on different tracks now. It's like you're at a crossroads and you're moving on.
Okay. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties, so I think we're gonna log off we're gonna take a pause and figure out what's going on with the phone situation. We'll be back momentarily. Please stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
The spell lines are still open. We'll be right back after this message. We're back.
Hi.
Okay, well, let's just talk about what's happening again since we're just logging back on. We are doing our live question and answer. It's called Dear Spellsisters right now. Whatever we're going to decide to call it, who can say? We are answering questions that you have sent in, and we just had to log off due to technical difficulties, but we're back.
Hi.
So let's answer some questions.
Okay. I think it's your turn.
Okay. This question is from Christine. Should I focus on love or career right now? From Christine. Let's find out. Love or career? What did it say?
So
Oh my God.
I got the card Two of Swords, which is a sign of being indecisive about something. And I feel like you're really pulled in two directions right now, and that's why you're asking this question, and you're not really ready to make a choice yet. I think that events will start popping up that in both these areas that force you to draw attention from one to the other. Almost like you have to remain in flux for right now and focus on both.
I feel like, yeah, definitely focusing on both. I think that may be challenging for you, but I do think maybe there is something about career that needs some building. It needs some foundation, I guess. Maybe you need to build yourself up before you get to the point where you can actually do both.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I think that it's requiring you to do some career damage control right now, almost like you have to put your head down and just get busy, go to work. Or if you're working on something like where you're an intern or you're not really getting a lot of ego benefit from your job, just keep going because you're about to see results. But also, just because the Two of Swords is here, I do see you feeling kind of torn in two directions and just sort of trying to do the bare minimum in both for a while. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Lisa.
Oh, yeah, thanks for
Lisa
that
said
too.
we're beautiful. Thanks,
Thanks,
you, Lisa.
Lisa.
Okay. Next question. Your turn.
Okay. So, this question is from Lola. Is the speed and intimacy in a situationship going to continue to go deeper? Okay, Lola.
Lola,
Let's see. That's a deep question.
Multifaceted question. All right. Is the
Okay.
speed and intimacy in a situationship going to continue to go deeper?
Oh, yeah. So the answer is yes. This is a positive answer to your question. Usually the Sun card comes up when we have, we feel a lot of joy, and it almost feels like we have freedom to move in fast, moving quickly. So with the Ace of Wands and the Sun, it's like the pace is probably going to keep quickening and going a little bit faster even. I think that your intimacy right now is really healing to both of you. So if you're able to talk about things in an open way, or you're feeling sexually close, I think it's only going to get better. This is a really positive contact, like the situationship or whatever you said.
Super passionate.
Yes.
Feels like really good and, you know, probably sexual.
Yeah,
in
like
a
definitely
cool
sexual.
way. And when I say probably, yeah, I mean like definitely 100%. This is like a sexual card.
Yeah.
Getting your dick energy back.
Yeah.
So,
BD. Yeah.
Yes.
You got it. Yes.
Okay.
The
So
answer is yes, Lola. You got
somebody is asking in the comments. Lisa, our friend, is saying, asking where to ask questions. So what we do here, you can ask in the comments if you want. We take questions the week leading up to our live, and then we answer them. We pull from a hat. So you can ask here, or if you want it to be anonymous, you can send us a message. You can send us an email.
You can even add a fake name or like Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah, we want you to do that.
Whatever.
But feel free to ask here, and we'll add it to the pot.
Yeah, and we put them in a
Probably
hat and we
ask
draw
it,
later.
And we'll probably ask it next week. I think maybe we can ask it today. We only have a few more questions left, which is great. So
that's good news. So send us your questions. Okay. Sorry, I
this
picked this for you.
is from this question. This person is asking, will my upcoming fertility treatment be successful?
Okay, that's a good, heavy question. So right off the bat, I'm just going to warn you, like, we are not medical professionals. I want you to feel as positive going into this as possible. So if there's, for any reason, cards come up that suggest, like,
you
that's
are
something
too a medical professional. She's a nurse.
Well, whatever, but
we can't tell you for sure 100%.
We want you to feel positive going into this because a lot of that will help you relax through the process and might make it more likely that it happens. So I want you to feel good and positive about this. And I see 10 of Pentacles, so this is really good. This is the happy family card, but it's in a secure, meaningful, stable way. So this is kind of like completing the set to your family. And I see you getting what you want. It's actually very positive. We have a really positive answer to your question.
This is the Magician. Like, there is no negativity in this reading.
I think you're going to feel overwhelmed with, like, happiness. Like, this is finally coming together.
The Magician is like creating the reality you want and almost even like magnetizing things to you, the things that you want. It's almost like if you believe in like law of attraction, it's like putting it out there and knowing that you can get this 10 of Pentacles energy. And the 10 of Pentacles is like a solid, stable family energy that's like setting up a legacy. You know, it's definitely a positive. Sounds positive for you. And regardless, like, this is a hard thing to predict. Like, that sounds like a yes to me. But, like, even if it's a no, it seems like in some way you're going to get what you want.
It's the right thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to feel like this is the right thing happening. Okay. Good.
I hope that helps because that's a cool...
That is awesome. What a good question.
Yes.
What a good answer. Okay.
This is for you.
Okay, last one, guys.
And then we'll ask the one in the comments too.
How can I bring more balance to my emotional and professional life? So this is a question about balance from Laura. Okay, so it seems like she just wants balance in general, but we're going to find out what's the best way to start doing that.
Okay. Let's see. All right, I already know because I saw 6 of Pentacles. I feel like there's a need to like take time for yourself. Maybe like stealing time in a way.
There's a secret that I think is maybe holding you back from feeling balanced right now. So this is stuff that we keep from ourselves or keep from other people that ends up draining us because we have to do a lot more work to maintain the secret, okay? I see that this is something that you've gotten used to and it gets you what you want in the long term, but I feel like it's kind of draining to you. So if you can start giving a lot more little truths to the situation, like slowly uncover these secrets and learn to trust that it's going to be okay, that people are going to respond appropriately.
Being loyal to the people who are loyal to you.
Yes, 2 of Cups is all about a connection with another person, and I think that you need to be able to trust that another person's going to see your side of the story, listen to you back. You might need to trust that you can be vulnerable with that person because I think you've been kind of stealing away moments of vulnerability by yourself and not wanting to open up.
I feel like you're asking this question because you or something else has put you in a situation that is draining to you. I get the sense that probably you have put yourself in a situation that drains you with the 7 of Swords here. I feel like I'm just gonna say the thing that I feel here because that's what I do. I feel like maybe you have been lying about something and that has played a major toll. Does that make sense? Is that the right way to say that?
It's taken a toll
taken
on
a major
your
toll
emotional
on you.
balance.
Yeah, so you can't bring more balance to your emotional and professional life because there's something that you feel like fundamentally about yourself right now is
dishonest with who you are.
Right.
So that's where I would start, is like becoming more clear and like opening up that secret. Okay.
So I think the way to do that is to find your person that you think is like the one that's loyal to you in the situation and like the one that steadfast and go with that whatever that means to you.
Go with that.
So I feel like I need to say here too that like when we do readings like this, sometimes we feel like more like I think that was a more in-depth answer. Like I don't think some questions don't have that kind of like
emotional component. So some of them are more general, and then other questions like about people's committing suicide and stuff like that, they have like a pretty strong reaction because I think we're being given some kind of indication that you need a real clear answer. So
all right, so our last question here is from Lisa. It says, are me and Bob gonna get back together? Let's find out, Lisa. You hang tight here. Everybody hang tight.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 6 of Cups is the reunion card. It's being cozy and coming back to something you once knew, especially during Mercury retrograde period. A lot of times things from our past come back to haunt us. They come back to say hi. And sometimes it's just like, oh, hey, nice to see you. I'm glad that we broke up. And I think in this case, it's more like, hey, nice to see you. Can we go back to the way things were? Because it's like you're running to return.
Yeah, and I feel like there is something about the situation that you don't want to go back to the way things were. Like you want to go back and have better boundaries from the beginning. And I feel like this is a card of kind of like self-preservation. It's like protecting yourself, and not in a way that's like shutting you off from the potential to be happy, but like in a way that keeps you from, I think it's telling me to like approach the situation cautiously. I think there's an opportunity for you to start this back up, but maybe you need to think carefully about it and like really
it's a big
see
decision.
if this is something you actually want before you do it. Like, do you really want it, or do you just feel like this is a person that's like gets you and there's like
ride or die. Yeah, I do see the 6 of Cups. It's like coming back to something to see, like it's nice to see you open up that channel of communication, and sometimes that's all you need, just to reconnect and be like, hey, I'm glad we can still talk like this or whatever. And then sometimes it requires a major decision. So if you get back with this person, it's going to be almost like a marital level of decision, like, whoa, we're going to be in this for a while. We need to make sure that we're serious about getting back together because we're not going to be able to break up. And then I do see 10 of Pentacles just confirming that this would be a very, almost like a somewhat oppressive situation if you got back together, because it would be so
because I think
committed.
This person is really serious.
Yeah.
And maybe
and this
that's good to you. Maybe you like that kind of relationship, and that's kind of like solid man person. I get the sense that Bob is somebody that's like very serious, maybe even like kind of
logical,
scientific
guy, intellectual, man of letters, super smart. He
needs to see it to believe it.
Yeah, he needs to have some kind of confirmation from you that this is really what you want.
And
they'll do whatever you want.
I think like ultimately, like, this is somebody that you feel deeply connected to. Like, this is somebody that you feel like you have, maybe even if you believe in this, like, past life kind of connection to. And that can be good and bad. That doesn't I think it's saying, like, are you going to get back together? Like, absolutely, there's the opportunity for that. But
For sure.
I think you really need to, like, think about if you want to go backwards. And maybe going backwards is a way for you to get forward. I don't know.
I think you would be returning to the same pattern. So I just want you to remember that, because it seems like you're only getting deeper into that role. So if you miss that, if you miss your commitment, that's fine. Then go back. But if that felt stifling to you, or it felt like it wasn't enough, then you're going to feel like that again. So just FYI.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have all learned the lesson the hard way that people don't change.
Yeah, relationships are hard to change.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back and it won't be exactly the same. But the cards that you're getting say that it's like, it's good, but approach with caution.
Yes, caution.
Keep yourself protected. Number one, you're number one.
Yes.
Aw.
I know, so sweet. Everyone's so
yes, cute. He's probably your person. I feel like there's definitely he's so good to her. Okay, so I feel like he is probably your person, and you feel this, like, connection on, like, a oh god, what's the word? Like,
I think that also this person, maybe you broke up because somebody was bored. Or something was like,
maybe you were bored.
Yeah, and that's okay, you know, to admit when you're wrong, especially around this time. This is a good time to reach out and be like, hey, I didn't realize what I had. Like, I'm sorry, you know. So
somebody said, I really hope Bob and this lady get back together.
Aw, they're so sweet.
Me too. Honestly, like, I think that maybe there was something that you did. Maybe you thought you needed to, like, maybe not like in a shady way or anything, but like maybe you needed to step out a little bit. Maybe you just needed to not be in such a serious situation. But I do think, like, your reading, your cards were saying, like, if you do get back together, I feel like it's kind of like a marriage situation.
Relationship, so you might finally be ready for that, or maybe you're like, oh, I don't know, like, I wanted to keep it kind of chill.
Sometimes you have to, like, step away from it to realize that it's what you actually want, which sucks because sometimes you can't go back.
Yeah, well, it seems like
I think you
can.
can.
Now.
I think you can.
Good.
You just have to say what you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's that. So send us your questions.
Next week we'll do another one of these, and feel free to write to us, leave a name or an alias, and we'll address your questions next week.
You can send us an email at spellsisterstarot@gmail.com. You can send us
DM
a Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter us.
We're on Twitter at the Spell Sisters. We're on Instagram on the Instagram that you're currently watching.
It may be the easiest option for you.
Yeah,
you can just
we're
click
also
into our DMs.
On Facebook.
Slide into our DMs.
We also have a thing. I'm just telling you all the ways you can reach us. You can also go on our website at spellsisters.net, and there's a tab now that says Ask Spell Sisters, and you can go and ask Spell Sisters.
This is
and
so exciting.
you can ask a question on a form on our website. You guys,
go
it's
to
so
our
cool.
website,
Next level.
spellsisters.net. It's awesome. There's a blog, there's the store, whatever you want.
And we'll do this again next week. So have a great weekend.
And
don't be crazy tonight,
be
because
safe.
I feel like people might act a fool, and you need to be careful. Protect,
but also attack. Okay.
We love you. The spell lines are open.
The spell lines are always open.
Send us a message.
Bye.
Bye. Get out of here. Okay, love you. Bye.